Okay, let's talk about hair. What
Hmm.
exactly is hair?
Hair is basically keratin. It's the most useless part of your body that has the highest value.
Okay,
Hair,
explain the highest value.
all right. So, would you like to just shave off your hair and go around with a bald head, Selena?
I don't think I look good bald. I have not tried. I've always been
Hmm.
curious, but I don't think I
Hmm.
have the guts.
All right. Would you live with, if you only had, I mean, would you be happy if you only had half the hair density and it's dry and all?
No, I think I'll be pretty depressed.
Yeah. So that's the thing. But if you don't have a six-pack body, will it really upset you, or can you live with it?
I guess, but
If you
yeah,
have it, it'll be nice,
it's
right?
hidden lah. It's hidden.
Yeah,
So
it's hidden. So it's a very self thing. So you see, it's got a very high value, a very high perceived value. However, in the body, it's the most useless part of the body because in times of emergency, in times of life and death, your hair is the first to go. When you talk about, let's say, if you're doing chemotherapy, your hair is the first to go. It's the most useless part of your body. If you're malnourished, your hair is the first to suffer. Then your nails, then only the rest of your organs and your general well-being. So in the anatomical and survival point of view, it's the most useless part of your body. That's why I say it's useless. But it's got the highest, one of the highest perceived value because it changes the way that you view yourself and how other people view you. At the end of the day, hair is basically just some keratin, which is useless protein, put together into this long thing that comes out from your hair follicle and gives you this ability to change the image to the way you want it and to express yourself to the way that you want it, whether it's styling, color, length, whatever you name it. It's your ability to do expression, but it's actually just an excrement. It's technically an excrement. It's an excreted keratin.
okay, so why is there so many different types of hair? I mean, you have hair all over your body, but there are only certain parts where the hair is what you say is like a perceived, like a very important part of you.
Yep. So you're absolutely right. So you've got actually hair follicles all around except for a couple of places on your body. So basically your palms, your oral mucosa, and the soles of your feet. These are probably just a few areas that is devoid of hair easily. The rest of it, there's always some micro hair follicles that's all around there. There'll always be differences. So the scalp is a very different form of hair. Your armpits are different, facial hair is different, and the pubic area is different. But beyond that, the rest of the body, and of course your eyebrows. But beyond that, the rest of the body is basically like very fine go like ulu with it. So that's the two category. Hence, when someone gets, let's say, a hair treatment, and then the provider says, "Oh, you're growing nice baby hair." Baby hair for me, it's neither here nor there. It's just more thicker than bolu. Not if it cannot have the ability to tie into a bunch, into a ponytail, it's not hair. So you imagine a beard, if you grow it long enough, can you tie a ponytail? Yes, you can. Your armpit hair, if it's long enough, can you tie it? Yes, you can. Your pubic hair, can you tie it up? Yes, you can. That's hair. But here, your leg hair, you can't tie in a ponytail. Those are ours. We just consider those are bolu.
Okay, so what makes hair grow? Like you mentioned all those in your hair, not this bulu doesn't really grow like how it grows on your head. So what makes it grow?
Well, basically, it's all genetically predetermined. Predetermined. So your hair follicle has been genetically predetermined to be able to grow and lengthen in its lifetime. It is regulated by the amount of thermopapillae that you have, the stem cells that you have, the follicular stem cells that you have, plus all the other genetic factors, your growth factors that's within the hair follicle that helps to generate compact keratinization of this hair shaft for you. So those are the factors that anatomically allows it to grow. Why? I'll just go a bit further to say why when someone does skin graft, they don't grow new hair follicles. Let's say if some areas here, let's say here you have a scar that you took skin from someone else, and then you did a skin graft. That skin graft will not grow any hair because when you look into it, I I I categorize hair follicles as another organelle, another sub-organ of your skin. Although we say the skin is an organ, but this is like a sub-organ of an organ. So while you can clone skin, and you can do skin graft. But until today, they are unable to reclone a hair follicle yet. So there is a vast difference in terms of this two. So hair becomes very unique because it's a finite number on your head. And my interest in it is to see what can we do with this finite number rather than allow things to happen whereby it starts depleting this number and the person does not have the benefit or the opportunity to get back the image that they want.
Can hair grow indefinitely?
No. So hair is not an indefinite thing. There is a shelf life. There is a predetermined shelf life.
Okay, so what causes hair loss?
Well, hair loss, generally there is, it all depends on gender, whether it's male or female. So the broadest category of hair loss is usually still determined by your genetics. So your genetics will be the one that determines, are you going to have hair? Are you going to have hair loss? What kind of hair loss? The most common type of hair loss is androgenetic alopecia. It's whereby there's an imbalance of your testosterone levels or your dihydrotestosterone levels, causing miniaturization of your hair follicles and the inability for it to continue in its hair cycle generation. That is the most common one. Other types of hair loss that can happen can be telogen effluvium, also very common, which by the name suggests it's an enhanced telogen or shedding phase. So you get this whenever you're undergoing any kind of stress, you're going any kind of illness, viral illness, vaccination, postpartum. These are all telogen effluvium events, whereby you have very active, accelerated hair loss. Then the next category are psychological, if you're pulling your hair because of stress, etc. Then the next one, which is also very broad, is scarring alopecia. So anything that can cause scarring, and such scarring can be primary or secondary. So primary scarring alopecia are the ones whereby your body attacks itself, an autoimmune disease. Secondary scarring alopecia is when something has happened, whether it's a trauma event, you're using product that causes chemical burns, that has caused the inability for it to regenerate.
Okay, what about graying of hair?
Well, graying of hair is just your genetics just doesn't like you very much. It's also genetic predetermined. So graying of hair is basically the genetics has, so there are two also. The broadest category is still genetically predetermined, whereby the genetics has predetermined the shelf life of your melanin pigments to be able to produce the hair pigmentation or not. So that's the biggest category. Subcategory is actually could be stress or nutrition, causing a disruption in the melanin production. So that's why for some people, they said, oh, I took this supplement, I used this product, my hair turned black all over again. That's because they were deficient of something, or they had a transient inflammatory event that causes the depletion of melanin production. But these are actually, in truth, very, very rare. I would say less than 10% of people fall under this category. The majority still falls under genetically predetermined.
Okay, there's there are a lot of video out there on wellness and all that. Like if you take copper, take zinc, and then your hair turns black again. Is it applicable to everyone?
No, it's not applicable to everyone. So again, that falls into nutritional deficiency. So that's why even when it falls to nutritional deficiency, it is very individualized. Your nutritional deficiency could be different from mine. A, our intake could be different. B, how our genetics react. Your absorption could be more efficient. Mine could be less efficient. C, the way it metabolizes. So you see there are three factors: intake, absorption, metabolization. Because of this three, it can then present itself as a form of deficiency. That is why if your causes and my causes can be quite vastly different. Yours might be copper, mine might be zinc, but just because I took extra zinc, it doesn't mean it's going to work either. So that's why when it comes to gray hair treatments, it's still very, very, very experimental. Unless you're targeting the genetic issue itself, a lot of it, if it does cure in a way or heals, it's because of a certain deficiency or a reduction of inflammation that is occurring.
Join Disruptive Doctors. Oh, Disruptive Doctors.